a place that has been ordained for the sons. The sons that are recognized by Heavenly Father. Those who have chose to live His word and not the words of the world. This word has a title, and the title today is of my father. He said the title is to be That Fight Till Death. This is the title, sons of God, that you must know about that fight till death. Someone has to die. Someone has to surrender. But it would not be without a fight. My father spoke to me today as I was pondering on an event that happened in my life, and then it was an opportunity to step into another realm of business. And then he talked to me about that decision. He asked me why. And it gave me the understanding of this word today, that fight to death. It's pride. Why did the Father speak of this word, pride of life? Why did He speak about this word and then show us throughout the entire word what it looks like? There's always a place where I want to do what I want to do. Was this not the mentality of Adam and Eve in the beginning? Why? Well, because I'll be more relevant. So you see the pride? I'll be more important. I can be like you, a God. Are you see it now? You see, the pride is not of the spirit, it's of flesh. Because flesh wants to be identified as life. And this has been the dilemma of every choice that is acknowledged of the Heavenly Father. You know the choices that choose this day whom you go serve? That choice. You or me? What do you mean? The flesh or my word? And I saw myself today as I was endeavoring to eat healthy, watching the food that go into my body. And then when I got home this evening, I grabbed some cookies and I watched my hand bring them down to my mouth and put them in the mouth. I saw the flesh. I was watching it. It wanted to do what it wanted to do. It wanted something sweet. And this is what Jesus said when He said, the things you see me do, man, I had to fight pride. You want me to spit in my hand and rub it with some dirt and put it in this man's eye? Yeah. That's what I want you to do. Doesn't make any sense. Every soul that was mentioned of in the Word of the Heavenly Father for our learning was dealing with the same dilemma. And they had to overcome it. Kill my only boy? I only have one son and I'm old, says Abraham. Yeah, that one. He had to let something go to do that. How about Apostle Paul? I count all that stuff crap, man. The knowledge of the world, the friends. He had to let all that go. Let me help you see it closer with close. The Father put something in the word of the Heavenly Father to show us how intense this is. There was a man who came to Jesus, and he was reverencing his life. And he said, hey, what must I do to be saved, man? And Jesus used this example for us today to understand. He said, I need you to go give all that stuff away that you have, man, and follow me. Let the pride go. I thought of what could have went through his mind as I was thinking about two entertainers in our world today, Beyonce and Jay-Z. And the one that met Jesus, man, he say some beautiful words, brother. He said, yeah, you know what? Why don't you follow me? Let all that stuff go. Why would the rich man not let it go? I wouldn't be relevant, man. I wouldn't be special if I let it go. I'd be an ordinary man. You need to be special. This is the requirement of a son of the Heavenly Father, because you can't be a son in the flesh. Jesus said, don't call me good in this flesh, man. I don't even know my name after the fleshly name. He said that. It's written. It's the flesh and the pride thereof. What are you going to do about it now? It's that fight. You will see it show up strongly. I'm going to eat this cookie, and before you know it, it's eating the cookie. I'm going to do it my way. I'm smart. I'm going to study, and I'm going to get it. And it becomes too hard. Impossible. And you fail. This is the failure that Moses endured. And also Job. Because he got to the end of the flesh. Both of them did. Job was convinced that he was the flesh. I wish I was never born! Talking about, man. There's no such thing as being born. I knew you before the foundation of the world. So what, you talking about the flesh? Yes, sir, that's who I am. Are you getting it now? This is why Jesus says, before Abraham was, I am. Are you getting it now? He understood his identity. And he understood the pride of life. He would not take the glory. He would not take the elevated position. Hey, man, we're going to make you our king. It's not you. He left that crowd. Kept it simple. He wasn't trying to get more. He had enough. And I looked at my life, and my life is good. More responsibilities? What that? So what do you want? Fame? More money? What do you want? And every time we ask the Heavenly Father for something, and He gives it to us, we want something different. Well, that's not what I want. I want a husband, but I don't want that type of husband. I want a pretty husband. Okay, here he is. Well, I don't want him. He don't want to work. I want a working husband. Well, here he is. Well, he ain't pretty enough. He's boring. What do you want? Flesh can never, ever stop wanting, in spite of what it has. Only when you get to the mark of the perfect man who has the peace, you have relinquished the identity of pride. Because you're not going to stand in front of the Heavenly Father with the, hey, Lord, look at me. Remember those people? Lord, Lord, how I did a good works, man. You saw me in church. I gave those tithes. You know, I did those good things and serving. I went out to the missionaries. You remember that scripture? I never knew you. Why? Because you're presenting to me flesh. Things that you've done in the flesh. When have you had a change of mind about the things you were doing and considering being one with me. But how do you be one with you, Heavenly Father? Identify yourself as a spirit, not a flesh. How do you do that? Renewing the mind of what they're trying to teach you of what's important. Man, you need money, man. It's important to have money. You can buy stuff. Really? How about the word that says, I supply all your needs according to my riches and glory? I have favor I can give you, man. It's above money. Are you getting it? Because you get the money, then they want you to do the tricks to keep it. I want to sleep with you tonight. What? I'll take this job from you. Okay. Are you getting how this works? I need you to work overtime on Christmas. What? If you don't, I'll fire you. Okay. Are you getting it? Because that's where you gave your identity to. So now you know that fight. If you don't know you're fighting, you've already lost. But if you understand that it's a fight to death, because somebody has to die. And let me show you how this dying works. When one goes back to the ground, the fight is over. It's the last cry of the flesh of Jesus. Well, you've forsaken me, oh soul, come back here so I can live. Are you getting it? That was the flesh crying out. The fight was over. No more wrestling. Now I'm one with the Father. What is the greater work than Jesus manifested? We become one on the earth. Not at a time by and by. Because Jesus did it, it can be done. And what does it look like? The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Now you see me, now you don't. Because I'm not me anymore. I'm the presence of my Father. And before I close, I want to share about a character that was responding to one of the posts that I put out there, and he was really adamant about, this is fake stuff. And I was, corresponding back with him, and then he sent some pictures to me of a starving child in Africa that was very skinny, and there was a buzzard beside him, and it's like, how can God allow this? And it was then the Father said, stop contending. Because I could have spoke to that. It's like, do you see that as a really sad scene? Yes, the bird baby is hopeless and nobody's feeding him. And how can God allow this baby to be starving and the buzzard's going to eat him up? Have you looked in the mirror at your flesh? You don't look much better than that little baby. The only difference is, you know better. What do I mean by that? You have the opportunity to get out of that flesh before it goes back to the ground. Because the soul that the Father put in that child is not the flesh. And if a soul does not have the opportunity to make a decision, it goes back to the Father. It was for a reason for you to wake up. There was portions written in the word of the Heavenly Father where the Father told one of his men to go and kill all the people, the women and the children, kill them all. And he didn't do it. There was consequences involved. It wasn't about the people of flesh, man. It was about the flesh. Because the Father created the flesh. And he put his life inside the flesh. And he said, when the flesh goes back to the ground, my life comes back to me. And those who have had the opportunity to make a decision, if after you've known me, you can stay the flesh and be where the flesh is. You will be in my presence. You knew better. A child does not. Are you getting it? It's just a soul. So there's no, oh, how can this happen? How can that happen? It's the flesh, man. I see now as the Father sees. As he allowed me to see myself when I was holding my hand up and I had the cookie, chomp, 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 chomp. And I looked at the beast turned the hand around and I saw it for the very first time. It wars against the soul. Well, against the spirit for the soul. It wants the soul. So it wars against the word of the Heavenly Father because with logic. You know, that don't make any sense, man. That's the flesh. What do you do with it? The word of God says put it under. But here's what you must do. You must fight to the very end. Until there's no more. They can't fight anymore. Then good luck, flesh. Because you didn't take me back with you. You didn't take my mind and kept making it about me. I can do this. I'm super guy. You didn't take me out of the faith of my father. It's personal. Jesus demonstrated it to be so. And of all the things that would come in his mind, hey, your mama want to talk to you, boy. Hey, man, your cousin over here got a head cut off. You're going to make you our king. You know the king trying to kill you. Everything trying to get him back into the identity of the flesh. He had to fight it. He had to fight the acknowledgement of death. Hey, man, Lazarus is dead. Fight that nonsense. He had to keep fighting and keep fighting. As Apostle Paul says, I've fought my fight, man. You better fight yours. I finished my course. Good fight. Of the things that seemingly should have destroyed me, like being on that ship, and I believed against it. What are you fighting for? Things of dust or the life of eternity? It will be evident what you look like. Now you know. To fight. To death be part. Live the truth or die in a lie.